Success is a funny thing. We enjoy it while it lasts, but the minute something better comes along, we forget what we ever had in the first place. A good example of that's Isaiah Thomas. Throughout the season, he gave everything he had to the city of Boston, and the minute Kyrie came available, he was the first one on the trade block. But I understand basketball is a business. Lucky for Isaiah, this business decision might have taken his career to a whole new level. Let me explain. You see, Isaiah is coming off a career year where he averaged 28.9 points per game. This is 6 points higher than his previous career high that he set last season. He was also able to average 5.9 assists and raise his field goal percentage to 46%, which was also a career high. All of this was good enough to get him an all-star appearance this season and finish 5th in the MVP voting. So looking outside of numbers, the Celtics were definitely Isaiah Thomas's team. He shouldered a huge load of the offense, posting a 34% usage rate, and carried the team on his back throughout the season, eventually leading them to the #1 seed over the Cleveland Cavaliers. Isaiah's performance in the playoffs was well documented, as news broke before their first round matchup with the Chicago Bulls of the passing of his sister. And then an extremely respectable effort, Isaiah played the very next day. This alone should show you the heart that Isaiah plays with. To go through something that serious the day before a game and still be willing to play shows just how much he cared about not only the game of basketball, but the city of Boston in general. Now, I don't say that to demean the trade, but the fact that he would play with that much heart just shows Isaiah's character, and you can be sure that that will follow him to the city of Cleveland, and that Cavalier fans will no doubt see that passion night in and night out. Now, getting into how well he fits in Cleveland, I think people are going to be pleasantly surprised by just how well he's going to complement LeBron James and be able to fill the hole left by Kyrie Irving. While Isaiah did have the ball in his hands the majority of the time in the Boston Celtics offense, I believe he won't have that much larger of an adjustment coming to Cleveland. You see, Kyrie actually had a higher usage rate than LeBron James, meaning the ball was in the point guard's hands a majority of the time, relying on him to initiate the offense and create scoring when needed. So while Isaiah will have to adjust to having the ball slightly less, he won't be required to lose his role in initiating the offense. And it helps that he's just as capable of a scorer as Kyrie Irving. He averaged almost 30 points a game. At one point it was 30 points a game during the season. Anybody that can put up numbers like that is more than capable of shouldering a load on offense and picking up where Kyrie left off. Another way Isaiah fits in Cleveland is his shooting ability. IT was able to shoot 38% from the three-point line, and while Kyrie shot 40%, they're both similar shooters and both create well off the dribble. However, I think Isaiah's actually better off the catch than Kyrie is, which will be extremely valuable to Cleveland considering how LeBron likes to drive and kick to shooters, which is the majority of their offense. And this might actually be an improvement because you won't have someone dribbling out the shot clock in order to get an ISO situation as much as you will have ball movement looking for the best shot possible. Of course, don't get me wrong, Isaiah is a great ISO player, and that is where a majority of his points come from. I'm just saying it will be extremely helpful to have the ball moving a little bit more considering he doesn't ISO near as much as Kyrie still. I remember seeing a stat somewhere that said Kyrie ISO'd on over 400 plays this past season, while Isaiah Thomas was somewhere around 280. The big factor in this trade will be how well Isaiah is able to complement LeBron. You see, LeBron has become more passive, especially in regular season, so he'll have no problem letting IT shoulder some of the offensive load, along with Derrick Rose, who they also picked up. But the question still remains, how well is IT going to be able to adjust to LeBron having the ball in his hands a little more, considering IT didn't have another star to share that load with in Boston? I would say there should be little to no concern considering LeBron makes everyone around him better. After seeing the way Kyrie helped him, especially in the finals, I think LeBron realizes that he has to have a star guard to be able to initiate offense and take some of the pressure off of him. Isaiah will be able to pick that up no problem. And I expect it to be a relatively smooth transition with a few changes here and there throughout the offense. Another factor I think you have to look at is Isaiah plays his best for good teams, and he shows up well in big moments. This past year is a prime example where he was able to put up career numbers while leading the best team he's ever played for in his NBA career that made it all the way to the Eastern Conference Final and had the best record in the East. As I mentioned earlier, he also showed up big time in the playoffs, even dropping over 50 against the Wizards in the second round. So just kind of as an overview, I think Isaiah is going to be a great fit for Cleveland. I think they totally won the trade with Boston. Boston got their man in Kyrie, the guy they want to build around. But you have to look at what Cleveland got back. Cleveland got back a very capable scorer, maybe even a better scorer than Kyrie when you look at the numbers. But also, they got Crowder, who's going to be a great defender that's going to help them against Golden State. And they got that first-round draft pick from the Nets, which is going to be a huge asset to them in the future, especially if LeBron and/or IT leave next season. All in all, they got the best possible assets they could have got for Kyrie, and it couldn't have come in a better time when their offense was looking pretty dull. But now, they've actually improved their team, and I think you have to say that they got better. I will say I think Boston closed the gap a little bit more between them, just because they did add Kyrie and Gordon Hayward, but I think the Cavs are still the favorite to come out of the East. The bottom line is the Warriors still have to be the favorite to win the title next year. They improved their bench this offseason and brought everyone back. The team has just been chilling this offseason. You've been seeing the videos of them just hanging out, having fun. They really have no worries. And while the West did get stronger and the road will be a little tougher, I just don't see anyone who can dethrone them the next year. Now, of course, hopefully these improvements Cleveland has made, adding Rose, adding Thomas, adding Crowder, will help deepen the team, help improve some of the flaws they had last year and make the series better. It's just going to come down to how they match up and really how Cleveland gels with this new team, because really they have a whole new core now. I mean, Kyrie was a big part of what they did last year and now he's gone. So hopefully they gel well. Hopefully it all comes together for Cleveland. But that's all I have to say. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I want to thank you again for watching. Don't forget to hit that like button. Leave feedback in the comment section below. Tell me what you think. Remember to turn on post notifications so you don't miss any new content. Don't forget to connect on social media. Thank you again for watching. God bless.